Ebb Tide. It's your boy Icon with some DC TV, and man, these Aquaman episodes are going by quick. It's this it well, it picks up from the last episode, and when it picks up, we're still trying to, we're still doing the conference. We're still trying to figure out why the attack happened. Queen Mira, she ends up telling a story of the prophecy, like an old prophecy that dates back to Atlantean tradition. It tells about a tale of like this one powerful being that has the power to command the seas and the oceans and blah blah blah. He will step forward. He will, take over Atlantis. He'll save Atlantis, and he'll be the one true king. It said that like three sorcerers, or whatever, like three people will stand by his side and help him, quiet a great evil. And obviously, Arthur wasn't happy about that because he currently is the king, and he's not too thrilled about somebody being told that a prophecy is going to push him out of the seat, out of the throne of the kinglyhood, and take over in his place. That wasn't the only, and because of that, because he was feeling some kind of way about that, pretty much from that point, everything that was happening to him kind of was making him feel some kind of way. Then, unfortunately, because the child, the sorcerer girl from the last string of episodes, she left one final present for the people of Atlantis. It was this huge ring of fire, this tornado of fire that was turning the water red, and it was killing all the plants and killing all the animals, and it was making its way to Atlantis. So now the entire kingdom, everybody leaves. They're trying to get together to try to stop this whole big tornado thing, because they said that once you touch the water, it instantly kills you. So Aquaman, well, he is Aquaman, but Aquaman, and his wife and everybody, they went down to try to, stop this tornado, but because his wife has the magical powers, because Mira has the mystical power, she was able to kind of hold off, the tornado. But then when Arthur asked, he was like, well, what can I do? Mind you, he's the king. But he was like, what can I do? She was like, oh, you continue to do exactly what you're doing. He was like, so basically crowd control. You just want me out here telling the fish, telling the fish to run for their life. So I'm the king of Atlantis, and I've been reduced, to being some random crowd control person. So again, so he feeling some kind of way about that. Kaldur'ahm now, he went to go see his parents, and they did not reveal yet that the man who is his father, his stepfather, was actually his uncle. Black Man, his older brother, is the one that stole his son and his wife and everything. I feel like that's gonna happen. But his parents were talking to Kaldur'ahm, and they were telling him the same thing that pretty much Nightwing had told him, because Nightwing said that he never, he was always work, 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 and he never really got over his grief when when Tula and other people passed. His parents said the same thing, that when he was a kid, because the dad struggled to find a job and because the mom struggled with depression, he took a lot of adult responsibilities on himself, and he kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and he kept trying to be the adult. And his mom told him, she said that you've always been the adult in the room. You need to find a way to just be yourself and just be alone with yourself. And then Kaldur'ahm was just like, yes, but only after the threat has been tamed. So everybody's out there trying to stop this tornado water from happening. And then suddenly Ocean Master shows up, and then he's just like, oh, and then that's when Arthur's just like, oh brother, he was like, you dare show your face? And he was just like, yes, because I cannot allow, he said, I can't rule a kingdom that is in ashes, so only now you will have my allegiance, brother. So then he goes and he helps Mira fight the tornado. And then suddenly, just before the tornado got too strong and got too powerful, the same stranger from the last episode that saved them from the attack on the conference, Ocean Master, I believe, actually tried to attack him at some point, and then the guy fought him off, and then he ended up taking the trident from him, and then he was able to command the trident, and he was able to stop the fire and kill the fire and save the people of Atlantis. So then the people of Atlantis, they went to him. They were like, "What's your name, sir? You're who the prophecy spoke of." Everybody talked about the prophecy, even Lagan and everybody. They knew immediately what happened. They were like, "Oh, the prophecies come true." They know this person is prophesied to be the one true king. And then he said his name was Aaron, something like that. And then the entire kingdom started chanting that dude's name, but he didn't want any part of it, because he was just like, he said, I'm not here for your accolades, or I'm not here to be cheered. He's like, I'm just here to do what was right. And then, but everybody started cheering his name, and then hearing all those people cheer his name, that obviously is not going to make Arthur feel any better. So my guess is Arthur's going to do something stupid and jeopardize the people of Atlantis, and he's going to end up losing the crown because of his stupidity. So that's pretty much going to happen. And that's why they ended the Aquaman portion of it. I said they only really dove into Kaldur not being able to take a moment and take a breath for a second, but nothing really of significance really came out of that. So we'll see what happens, because Orm actually attacked Kaldur'ahm, and then they put Orm in jail. So now Orm's back in prison, and we got this new guy walking around who's apparently supposed to be like, the undisputed king of the throne. So then the Legion of Superheroes, they came to Superman of all people, along with the original bioship. So I guess that's why we have a baby bioship, because there was a plan for the original bioship. They got them, the bioship, and they went to Superman, and they apologized for what happened, to Superboy, because they said that we were supposed to come here and save him, and we failed. They did say that the third member of their team did try to save him at the last minute, and she got caught up in the blast as well. So now they assume that her and Superboy are both gone. But what they're saying is Superboy was supposed to play a pivotal role in doing something to protect like their timeline and their future. And they said that because he's gone now, in an effort to get the timeline back on track, they want Superman to take Superboy's place. And then Superman agreed, obviously, because he's Superman. And then he got the call, from Black Lightning, and then he went to go help some people. He was like, when you need me, just say the word and just call. But then I guess they looked into like their future time newspapers, and they said that it doesn't feel like anything in the timeline has changed. So maybe having Superman take Superboy's place didn't work, and the timeline is still screwed. But the girl was just like, well, just give it some time, and we'll see what happens. But it's not really over yet. Superboy was in the afterlife, in the spirit realm, fighting evil spirit sharks. He tapped into the original season 1 Superboy with the anger, and then realized his anger was the reason why he was being attacked. And now him and the girl are still wandering the unearthly plane until I guess Zatanna reaches out to him and pulls him back to normal. Wally's going to be in there because, like I said, there's no purpose of having Superboy go in there unless somebody else is meant to come out besides Superboy. And then and finally, in a weird ending scene, because I guess now we're gonna get a little well, this might actually be a Wally West tie-in, because 2 random kids that I didn't know knocked on Jay Garrick's door and asked to speak to Kid Flash, aka Impulse, aka Bart Allen. So we will see where that goes. This is interesting, and if it leads to Wally West coming back, I'm all for it. So that was it, and thank you for tuning in. Yeah, so I mean, the Aquaman, the Aqualad, the Calderon story arc is fine. It's just zooming by real fast, and because I think like with these character arcs, they only get 4 of them, if I'm not mistaken. You only get 4 episodes for a character arc, and we're halfway done with his. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, some other, because the thing is, I feel like with his story arc, it's not really about like the action and whatever. This is legitimately about the story. They're telling a specific story here. We need to pay attention to the things that are not being said, because there's a lot of like unspoken words and unspoken Easter eggs that's going around here. Plus, but share your thoughts and questions, comments, and concerns down below. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on Instagram as always. Check me out on YouTube, where you can leave your questions and your comments. Let me know what you think about the episode of Young Justice so far. What do you think of Calder's storyline so far? And now that we've got Nightwing and Rocket storylines left, what do you think of that? Are you excited for those? And where we move on from there. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. So for the Deep Blue Sea, take care. We'll be back for episode 3. What about this? Yeah!